dialed in
to Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these
because
stuff.
they know the brews.
And they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, cause shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money, bucks,
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. So, Nick, it's been a hot minute.
Did we not do it last week?
I don't know, but maybe the week before we missed. I don't know.
All right. Oh, no, that's right, because I got sick again.
Was it last week you were sick?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. I know I got an episode up yesterday
So
with Whiskey Juan. Whiskey Juan. You can't say that fast.
Let's say it's risky. Risky Ron.
So, what are you drinking, my friend?
Well, because I finally remembered to bring some booze. I got those a Monaco. It's a citrus rush. Tastes a lot like a Red Bull or a Monster energy drink, right? And it's
Gluten free.
a vodka cocktail.
Nice.
They're just fantastic. So it say just like you, we talked about this off air. So what do you got drinking?
So I'm drinking from Distell Brewery a Hawaii 5 Ale.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
We
Thanks for the
love-
sponsorship.
We love them. They sponsored us a 6-pack. I also have from Golden Road a mango cart, which I enjoy, and garage beer. I'm staying nice and light because it's spring and I want to feel light and fruity and shit.
Is it springtime already?
Officially, yes.
Is it really?
First day of spring was Friday or something,
Shit.
or maybe Thursday. I don't know. Last week, yeah.
We still have snow.
We-
So
I mean, it was 70 one day and then it was 32 the next.
yeah, no, it was 23.
Whatever.
It's rough.
So
Today is let's say, as always, guys, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you listening to us. First time chat. Nick, I'm good. All right, hey, it's a good friend of mine. So
shout out to Nick's good friend.
say
You have good friends?
yes, say hopefully he's listening to us in his truck right now. So
Hello to Nick's friend. If you are in your truck right now driving, please don't type.
say no, man, be sleeping. So
Yeah.
what today's episode is going to be a very fun one for you, and it's going to be fun for me because I just get to go piss you off all day.
I think you're more on my side than you think you
I'm
are.
very much on your side, but every topic is just so heated and frustrated. So
And let me ask you something.
we're talking, yeah.
We'll get into what we're talking about in a minute, but are you happy with the sense of the direction of the country we live in?
I'm currently not, no.
How come?
Because I generally think that we as people are losing rights. We as people are going backwards in time. I believe that change has to happen, but I think that change needs to happen for the betterment of society and the world.
Tribs, we got to get you on soon.
Tribs, it's good. And but right, and so I'm not too happy with the way the world sees us, right? Okay, so we've talked about it on vacation episodes, right? I went to the Dominican and I remember I said I asked the guy why they hate Americans, right? And he's like, "No, we don't." And I was like, "Why?" Oh, and come to find out, right? Because we're pompous, arrogant assholes that go down there and flaunt our 20 seconds of money and act like we own the fucking place. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm not that guy, right? Like I drink beer with the best of us,
Because there, in respect to most people, we have more money.
right? But still, I mean, right? Like money doesn't make the man, right?
Oh, it definitely doesn't. But
Um,
you know when people get a little bit of money or a little bit of fame,
Yeah.
you know what it does
Thanks
to
for the
people.
follow. We appreciate it.
Hey, we love it when you guys follow.
Yeah.
By the way, those of you watching us on TikTok, we are Bucks and Brews. We're going to talk money stuff and Elon Musk here in a few while we drink beer. So join us, drink some beer.
So you have a beer. I have a cocktail and I can't.
Okay, a cocktail. It's fine. It's the same thing.
It's a 4 o'clock
You're
cocktail.
highbrow today.
Pinkies up, baby.
Steve only drinks cocktails.
Yeah, I like Steve.
I do too.
I-
I love him.
So, yeah, as you said, right? We're going to be talking about your number one best friend, Elon Musk. Now, I want to be clear about this. Right? We've done kind of an episode of this, and especially when your wife was all angry pants about some male appendage looking spaceship. And I had
Look like a dick.
Right. I had Elon's back. Like I thought Tesla
Was that Elon's rocket or was that Bezos's rocket?
Oh, so I think we're talking about both, but I think it was Bezos.
Yeah.
But still, like, right? You can find me on record saying that I enjoy Elon, right? I'm not afraid to admit this. I like Tesla. I like, what this guy was doing and things like that.
You like the idea of Elon.
Yeah,
You don't like Elon.
I like what he was doing. Now,
But he wasn't doing anything.
well, I mean, right? So I
He-
believe in the Green New Deal, right?
Right. But he doesn't.
He owns a fucking electric car company.
That doesn't matter. I see this guy has so misjudged his lot in life. Again, he owns Tesla because Daddy owned an emerald
Excuse me,
mine.
you're saying it wrong.
What?
You're saying the name of the company wrong.
Do I care?
Yeah, you're supposed to care.
I don't.
Donald Trump, I think, said, and I quote, it's Tesla.
Tesla, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm not calling it that.
you're not going to call it Tesla?
And I'm not calling it Tesla, just like I'm not calling Yoda Yoder.
Well, I'm going to call it Tesla because Madam President
Okay,
Cheeto said I have to.
you can
He
do that.
loves
That's
Tesla.
fine. He does
So-
love Tesla.
Yeah,
I don't like Tesla, but
I like the band Tesla.
I
Let's
do
be
like
clear
the
about
band
it.
Tesla.
So, yeah, thanks again. Thanks for the follows, guys. Thanks for the love.
So he had enough money because Daddy owned an emerald mine to go buy a electric car company.
Yeah,
It's not he has made nothing.
right.
He just had money and
Well,
could buy it.
Gotcha. So like one thing, I know we're getting off tangent again, but one thing, I had backed Elon on was he was going to create a shingle that was, where sun hits it and it stores the energy.
Yeah.
A solar panel. He was going to create solar panel shingles, and they were supposed to be lifetime solar. And so that's why I think it was one of the things I fell in love with. I was like, being a real estate guy, right? I was like, heck yeah, we're going to help the environment. We're going to do this. Like, dude, Elon has
So
knowledge to go forward.
where is that shingle?
I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't develop
No,
shit.
it just didn't happen.
And again,
All right. So what I just did there, I know it's another guy you love, RFK. Have you the dog? Did I send you that?
fucking, a
Did I
fucking
send you that video?
I don't know if you did, but if a worm ate your brain, I don't want you in charge of a motherfucking thing. The fuck? What's going on? When did we get into Bizarro land?
January 6th of
2021.
yeah, was that what?
Yeah, that's what
There
it
you go.
was.
So
Here's a question for you.
yeah,
How is defacing a fucking car domestic terrorism, but beating a cop to death with a fucking American flag is perfectly fine individual?
I had no idea.
I don't either.
You got me.
I just the cognitive dissonance in these fucking people. I don't understand it. Why are you so fucking dumb?
Yeah.
And again, they get mad. They get mad because you call them dumb or ignorant or, stupid or whatever. And they're like, that's mean. You're supposed to be the passive left or whatever bullshit they say. Ain't nothing passive about me.
Person wants to know if you're going to bring a birthday gift on their birthday.
No, Skylar, I'm not bringing you a birthday gift.
You interrupted the
He did.
program.
That's Skylar. You know him. He was on the show.
Yeah, say on the show, 19-year-old that wants to be a wicka rapper.
Not only that, but he also
Started a betterment.
he's gonna go on a cruise.
Oh shit.
But 3 weeks ago, he said to me, he goes, "Hey, I got my tax return back. Should I buy a shotgun or should I buy headphones?" And you know what I said?
Did you listen to Bucks and Brews?
I said, "You should save your money."
Yeah, you should tell him to go back and listen to an episode of Bucks and Brews.
That's a good idea. Skylar, go back and listen to your episode of Bucks and Brews so that you know what to spend and not to spend your money on.
What a dumb shit 19-year-old fucking kid.
He's 18.
God,
But still,
18.
now he's going to go on a cruise and he's like, I got to make some money. Well, here's an idea. Don't buy a fucking shotgun or some headphones. You got some money.
Yeah, but the things I can do with those headphones sure is cool.
What?
Listen to music the same as you could with paid for ones that you already own.
You know how much I paid for these headphones?
Free 99, baby.
No, they were like $50.
Nice. Yeah.
I got them because we're podcasters. But Osborne said this to me today. He's like, you and Nick, you're like talking about the subject, and then all of a sudden you go off on a tangent.
Yeah.
So it's tangent time. Did you see the thing
We're gonna have like a fucking boozer or something. Like they have applause. We'll just get a tangent.
That'd be great. Did you see the thing I sent you? Dawn sent it to me about a podcasting thing.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't respond to that because you were like, I'm not sure if it's important. And I was like, if you didn't read
So
it, why the fuck?
here's the deal. So I looked at it and it looked kind of interesting, but for a non-member, and I don't know a member of what, I don't know. It was $80.
Oh,
And they would teach you how to have a successful podcast, which, Nick, we're over 200 episodes, over 5,000 downloads. I think we're pretty successful.
we're successful in our own brain.
And Dawn's like, do you think you can learn anything? I'm like, not for $80 a piece, I don't.
Well, I mean, maybe.
I mean, if it was
It's $80 a piece. It's not like per podcast
$80
auction.
per person.
Well, that's fucking crazy. Like
I'm like, if it's 10 or 15 bucks, sure.
right, but like we are Bucks and Brews, we should be 80. I mean, so I did not get approved. Did you get approved for
I did not.
Bucks and Brews to be?
No, we're not going to be in the White House press secretary shit.
Because like all right, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. She is a beast of a woman. I give her credit.
She married like a
She's kind of
70-year-old
good
dude.
looking. Oh, she's into older dudes.
No, she's into money. She married money.
Oh, I'm too poor at that. But well, why is it that she married for money, but he married for love?
He didn't marry for love. He married a young lady.
You know what? I'm gonna do the same thing she did. I'm not mad at her, right?
You have a wife.
Yeah, when I'm done with this one, I'm going for the next one. That's old as shit and ready to
You mean
go.
when she's done with you?
Yeah, exactly. You say.
She'll never be done with her. It's when she's done with you.
Yeah, sorry. So David and I decided we were both drinking at the exact same time.
Absolutely. A little dead air is nothing to hurt anybody by.
Say,
Again, if you're on TikTok, we're Bucks and Bruce. Have a drink with us. We're talking Elon Musk.
oh, yeah. Say, it's look at this. For those of that are just listening to us and not watching, I want you to know how unintentionally I did it, but it worked out really well. I have one of my Monicos facing our front camera, which is our YouTube channel. I have one of them, the front is facing over here to the TikTok thing. So like we are fucking getting this marketing, right? Like Bud Light's not going to sponsor me, Anheuser-Busch, which
But Monaco should.
oh my God, I wonder if they're made by watching Anheuser-Busch.
Watch,
I'm so fucking mad. But go ahead. Let us know what else we got, and I'll look for who makes this.
So here's the thing, going back to Musk. If Elon Musk is against something, you can 100% bet it had something to do with his pocketbook.
Cold Spring, Minnesota.
We had an episode about a month and a half ago on the CBFP. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
CBB?
Yeah, I know
Something.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
CFPB?
Yeah, I think that was it. That, the government agency that helps protect consumers from like credit card fees and shit like that.
Yeah, yep.
And how Musk was getting rid of all of that.
Yep.
And when we started looking into it, that's because he's in lawsuits from that organization over one of his companies. It might have been SpaceX. I don't remember which one. But every time you look at something Musk is fighting, you can always draw a line back to it's somehow costing him money somewhere. So like I'd said to you, hey, did you hear about the Wisconsin Supreme Court race? And you're like, no, I didn't hear anything about that. So I said, yeah, he's funneling a bunch of money to the conservative person that's going for that seat. And if the conservative wins, then the conservatives will have a majority, and he thinks he'll get a more favorable decision in some kind of lawsuit that's going on. So I went and looked to see what the lawsuit is. And there's a rule or a law on the books in Wisconsin that if you are a car manufacturer, you may not own a dealership in the state.
I feel like Michigan has that same law.
Maybe.
Right, because you don't want the monopoly aspect.
Right. So Tesla is suing.
You said
I did. Is suing the state of Wisconsin because they want to put in, manufacturer-owned dealerships.
Yep.
And Wisconsin has a law in the books that no, you can't do that. So they're trying to take it to the Supreme Court and get it overturned. Now, if the liberal justice gets elected, there's probably no option of that getting overturned. But if the conservative does, they have a 3-2 advantage, so they can probably get that overturned, and Musk can go and make more money.
Well, maybe.
Well, if people will buy Teslas.
I mean, people are going to buy Teslas. That's going to happen, right?
They are, but have you seen the sales?
Right. I will say, um, one of the things to say is sales are down, but I will tell you, I believe sales are down worldwide.
They are. They're
I
down in other countries way more than they are in the US.
absolutely.
They're down about 12% in the US, but in like Australia, they're down, I want to say 71%.
No, we're America. We're the land of the free, right?
Are we?
Well, we get the freedom of speech,
Do we?
which means we get to say it without going to jail for the most part, right?
Do we?
So you and I could make a joke about 9/11, right? It's a thing that we're allowed to do, right? You agree?
No.
You don't think that we could make, right? We'd get canceled, we'd get whatever, but we won't go to jail if we make that.
I don't necessarily agree because there are people that have posted things online basically, outing the Trump organization for shit they do. And when they try to come back to this country from a trip abroad, they're getting stopped at the border and sent away.
I absolutely agree. But me mostly being a white male,
You can do anything you want.
right? I can get away with
You
it.
can get away with it, yes.
Now, David, if I go to Germany
Mm-hmm.
and I do a fucking Nazi salute,
Yeah, that's a no-go in Germany.
what do you think's gonna happen to me
They're gonna
as
arrest
a
your
white
ass.
male?
They're gonna arrest your ass.
Like, that's surprising, right?
Okay, but
You mean to tell me that a man,
if you run down the middle of Berlin saying "fuck y'all," throwing up middle fingers, they ain't gonna do shit to you. It's the difference of a Nazi salute.
right? Well,
That's outlawed in Germany
exactly
for a
right.
good reason.
The good reason, right? Like, and so the fact that there's countries out there that are going against a human being because of what they see and what they know from history, right? History is a thing that tells a story that should be followed, right? Like you can lead everything back to where it is.
So there's this story that I love. Patton Oswalt shared it out, and
I still, speaking of, sorry, tangent.
Yeah.
Because I need information from you.
Yeah.
Do you remember, do I have to sign up for that early? Do I have to buy tickets? Can I buy tickets there?
for
Patton
his
Oswalt?
comedy show,
Yeah.
you should buy that now.
Okay, so
You should do that now.
I'm gonna figure out if my brother wants to go to that, and then him and I.
Yeah, you should do that now.
Worst case scenario, I think I'm gonna go because I think it's like 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
I would go if I was in town that day.
Friday.
I'm only going to be there Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Sure.
I know.
So,
But he shared out a story about this guy that was at this punk bar, and he's sitting there having a beer, and it's a normal punk bar. The bartender's ignoring you because they don't give a fuck about you.
absolutely.
And some guy walks in to have a beer, and the bartender looks at him and says, "You out." And he's like, "What? I'm just here to have a beer. I'm a paying patron." He goes, "I don't give a fuck. Get out." And he grabbed a bat.
Yeah.
And he argued with him a little bit, and he kept going, "Out. Just get the fuck out."
Yeah, you haven't seen that video?
I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
So, the guy leaves, and the guy that's sitting there drinking is like, "Oh, that was weird." And the bartender goes, "You didn't see it, did you?" And he goes, "I see what?" He goes, "He had a bunch of Nazi shit on his fucking vest." He goes, "You learned to spot it." And he goes, "Oh." He goes, "Can't let one in. If you let one in, that guy ends up being a nice guy. And, even though he's got Nazi shit on, he's normal and doesn't really cause many issues. And then in a couple months, he brings another friend of his there who, again, is normal, doesn't cause any issues. And before you know it, there's a whole bunch of fucking Nazis in your bar causing issues. And all of a sudden, you don't have a bar anymore. You have a Nazi bar."
Right.
So you shut that shit down immediately, and you kick the first fucking Nazi that walks through the door right the fuck out. And I think about that often because I'm at that point in my life where I'm real chippy.
Yeah, you are.
So if
You're at the angry old man
I
stage.
kind of am, I'm the curmudgeonly old man. Get the fuck off my lawn. But I don't give a shit if kids are on my lawn. I give a shit if assholes are on my lawn.
Right.
If you're an asshole, get the fuck off my lawn.
Yeah.
And
Well, and it's funny 'cause I hit that before you did.
well, yeah, because you're like the oldest young man ever.
Say, right? But like, and it's funny because people don't understand it, but it's like, no, like I'm just ahead of my time because I've come to find out through my life, I've gone through more shit than most people have
Yeah, you
in
have.
their life and what they will go through,
Yeah.
right? There are people in this world that live what I would call like a movie life,
Mhm.
right? Like their parents love them, their parents like and like me,
Oh, it's been me my entire life for the most part.
right? Like you've gone through some shit for yourself and all that. Like, you understand bankruptcy, you
Yeah.
did this, but like no, like I went through things that people don't normally go through, and like it's just weird to me. So, like that being said, but like, I'm farther ahead in my right when I was younger, right, teens, I'd get in trouble by these parents for being loud and obnoxious in a bowling alley or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm loud and obnoxious in a bowling alley and they want to drink with me,
Mhm.
right? Like, oh, you're so fun. Well, I was this guy back then. You just found it annoying because,
You were younger.
right, and you weren't, I was supposed to act a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, I bought my first house at 20, most people buy their first house at 30. Like, I'm 10 years ahead of where I need to be. You and I are on the same fucking level.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, you hated where this world is before me.
Yes.
I will give you credit for that, but like I'm getting to that point. Well, A, probably because we're hanging out and so I see it, but B, because like I've now slowed down in my life to like pay attention to the world,
So
right?
we had this conversation a few weeks back about my former best friend,
Yeah.
and you got really like violently angry. Is he married? Is he married? And I'm like, no, I need a context. And you're like, no, fuck that shit. And in a legal sense, no, the man is not married. He's gaming the system so that his not wife can get free health care and they can get rental assistance and food assistance, because if he legally married her, they lose all that shit. And they can't afford to live without that shit. But he constantly votes for people that don't give a shit about him. He votes Republican all the time. Doesn't matter what the fuck they do, what the fuck they say. They're anti-abortion, so I'm voting for them. Mind you, they're paying for abortions just like everybody else is. And I have that argument all the time. Listen, being pro-life doesn't mean you're pro anything other than that birth. You don't give a shit about the kid once it comes out, because this kid could really use WIC. Fuck that kid. This kid could really use free school lunch. Fuck that kid. I'm not paying for his fucking lunch. It would really be nice if they didn't have to wear a bulletproof backpack to school. Fuck them. I have Second Amendment rights. I get to own every gun in the fucking world and shoot everybody I want.
Oh, you bring up that one, David. You and I have a problem with that one so much.
Are you a gun owner?
I am very much.
Am I a gun owner?
Very much. But
do you have any problem with gun regulation?
Do I have any problem? Yes, some.
What?
Not, I believe that I should be able to own it for defense of myself, right? But again, if you ask me, should I go through hell to get the gun? I wouldn't care, right? Like,
right.
Sure.
If they put 18 background checks on you, would you give a fuck?
Right.
If you got to wait 2 months for a gun,
right? I'm waiting 2 months for fucking custom pens right now to get shipped in. Like,
right.
You think I give a fuck about waiting 2 months? Like, that's all fun to me, right?
Let's talk about how stupid we are. Hang on, I bought a fucking jersey, a Harry Carey jersey. I bought it in the beginning.
Don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Mid-February.
Yeah.
It'll be here like sometime next week.
Yes.
That's almost a 2 month fucking wait.
That's what I bought my pens. I'm watching them and they shipped on a boat and they've shipped.
I gotta have a gun right fucking now. Give me a break.
Say right, like sorry, drink break for the both of us.
Yep.
Like, okay, David and I, we're both coaches. We're both generally people that give a shit about the next generation and multiple generations after that, right? I'm going to be a 9-year-old that gives more fucks about the 8-year-old, 9-year-old going to horse camp, right? Than I will give a shit about my other 90-year-old fucking friend. Like, because the future's everybody coming up behind us, right?
Money's tight for me right now, okay?
Yeah.
Somebody in my Star Wars group that really isn't in my Star Wars group anymore because they moved out of Michigan like 5 years ago. Okay. Posted that their cat needs to have surgery and they don't have any money, and can you help them out? And they started a GoFundMe. I will not support a GoFundMe because I'm not giving money to fucking GoFundMe. So I made a comment. Hey, give me your Cash App or your Venmo. I'll send you money.
Right.
But I sent him money last night. I don't necessarily have extra money to be spreading around, but I love cats.
That being said, if you want to help David support his habits of helping other people with cats, go ahead and buy some 3D printed stuff from Bucks and Brews, because we are 3D printers apparently.
Just to say, we do have an event coming up.
We do
on April 6th at Two Guys Brewing. Yep. Don't give me that fucking look. You're going to be there.
It's in my phone. I just Yes, it's in my phone. Don't
The
get me
last time you bailed on me, motherfucker.
wrong. Way
We sell more with you because you will talk to people.
way in advance. Wasn't caught you off guard in any way, shape, or form.
Still sucked.
It did, but
The last 2 times you bailed on me. Because I did that show
yeah, what was I doing
in
at the
September.
Calder
You were
room?
sick.
Oh, I've been to say, okay. Yes, that's why dude, I'm sick all the time lately. But anyway, so yeah. All right, yeah, you're right. I did bail on you for that one.
Amy did send a message to me.
What's up?
Hey, they need a $20 item to raffle off.
Yeah, we could do it.
I don't know whether they want a $20 item or maybe 2 $10 items or a whole bunch of shit or
So I'm having a TikTok.
I bet we got taken down for something I fucking said. Watch that shit. I don't know. TikTok went bye-bye.
Well, let's go live again.
I don't know if it'll let me.
Resume live.
We were paused automatically.
That's weird.
That is very weird.
Sorry. Anyway. So you're
So
ready?
for some reason, our TikTok went down, but we are back now. Make sure you like the TikTok there so that we can stay on TikTok. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Like the TikTok.
So, anyways, yeah. So we'll
Any-
talk to
any-
Amy when we're there and figure out what we want to get.
And I could probably try to come up with something from Hipster Nation that's not a thing. We'll just dive that into
I mean, that
Bucks
is
and
a thing.
Brews.
It's just
Right.
not a huge thing.
Well, I mean, right, but it's we'll make a shirt or something. Oh, I have a gosh. All right, we'll figure something out. Like,
We will.
yeah, between the two of us, we can make something happen. Gosh, man, you guys are getting so many likes. That's amazing.
It is pretty
I
fucking
freaking
amazing.
love it. But say, thanks for the likes, guys.
Make sure you tap that screen. That way we can stay on and not
Tabby,
get
tabby. All right,
accidentally
hey,
kicked
just-
off.
So TikTok, for the next person to give us 15 likes, so putting us up to like let's call it 75, which gosh, that's 12 likes. And send us an inbox. We
Yeah.
will send you out a Bucks and Brews sticker, swag. It'll cost me more to ship it than it costs to make it, but you're worth it.
We might even throw something extra in there because we do love
Absolutely.
sending our merch out. By the way, I'm on to a mango cart now from Golden Road. If you haven't had it, very good.
So, all right,
Back to Musk.
back to so Tesla is going up in stock prices currently.
Currently, yes.
Okay.
After it crashed
took-
down.
It took a 23% decline
Yep.
through the first couple of months. It is, but it did just make an 11% return. Oh, excuse me.
What, in the last
Now it's 15
day
since,
or how long?
since it hit its low. Now on the rise for the market. So again, this is brought to you by investors.com. Not Nick. Those are the words that are saying right there. I did see.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yep.
So stock prices, especially right now, very volatile.
Very volatile.
So when it goes down, I take it with a grain of salt. When it goes up, I take it with a grain of salt. And we were talking about this ahead of time. I'm like, yeah, Musk is just inflating the value of the company.
Yep.
And you're like, yeah, but we got to figure out how he's doing that, which again, that would be great to know. Let's figure out how he's doing that. But I think we can look at like GameStop as a case study because a whole bunch of people were like, oh, they shorted GameStop. Let's buy the shit out of that stock and it will get, it will go up and everybody that shorted it is going to be fucked. And that would be funny. And we'll make a bunch of money at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The people that got screwed on that were the ones that didn't go, oh, my GameStop that I bought at $8 is now $140. I should sell it.
No, they got greedy.
They got way greedy.
And okay, and
Did you watch the movie?
You have no.
The movie's good.
Is there a movie
There
about
was
it?
a movie, yeah.
Oh,
Dirty Money.
really?
Yeah.
All right.
Find it on Superbox. It's there.
Is it though? Because my Superbox isn't working, even though buy it. It's the greatest thing in the fucking world. No,
I'm having a great time with it.
What's it called? Dirty Money.
Dirty Money.
All right.
It's also on Netflix if you have Netflix.
I might still have that. So anyway, yeah. So I think what's happening, right, and this is again an opinion. I didn't see anything about Tesla or Musk buying back his stocks or anything like that, which we know normally happens, right? Like people buy it to inflate it and things like. I haven't seen anything about that.
Yep.
I haven't seen.
He is begging people to hold on to their stock.
Absolutely, right? But he has to. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if they sell all their fucking stock, it's worthless.
sure. So,
I do too.
but
Come on, Crash.
I've never wanted to be so broke so quickly.
I don't want to be broke.
No,
I
no.
just want the people I hate to be broke.
Yeah, but
I
mean, how much of your net worth is in stocks?
300,000 maybe four.
Which is 10%, 20%, 30%.
You're probably 30 or 40.
That's quite a bit.
It is, but at the same time,
But how much is in Tesla?
none. I sold all my Tesla stock.
So me, I don't even know. There might be a little bit anyway, but because I just have index funds and things like that, whatever they invest in, I only pay
Right.
attention to this. But to be clear, right? Like, I don't know if we take it. So here's okay. Do you want to hear my what do you call that thing? Where JFK got shot in the and people think that it's a hoax or whatever.
Conspiracy
Do you want to hear
theory.
my conspiracy?
Sure.
Okay. So I do truly believe the amount of rich people that are out there, like right, when we talk about rich, we're talking about like the top 1%ers.
Yeah.
So Musk and all that. So they're going to lose a shit ton along this way. But when Trump gets all of his tax breaks and gets all of his things put into place,
Mhm.
all of his rich friends will get back to rich. And I'm
Immediately.
not going to say tenfold, but it'll be very
Yeah.
substantial. They will have a guaranteed above what they were, right? So if Musk is worth $1 trillion right now, he'll go down to for 300 billion, which is still like right, he'll lose 70% of his money. Okay. You and me will lose 70. But now with the tax breaks, he's going to go up to like 1.5 trillion.
Mhm.
You and me, we're going to stay at that $300
Or go down.
30,000, right? Like because we don't have money to invest, we can't keep going. He's going to, and so I think that that's going to happen with all of the very wealthy people. You have to get a swipe one more time. What is that saying?
What are we swiping about?
I don't know. So for an over,
Oh, motherfucker.
it's still going.
Is it? Are you sure?
Mm, I can tell you. Nope, you're paused.
How do we unpause?
I don't know. Swipe left. The person joined, so that's kind of weird.
Are we still paused?
Nope, you're good.
Can we see
Yep,
us?
looking directly at
Perfect.
you.
Awesome. We're not great on the ticky tack,
And the ticky tacky.
but
So right, like I believe that's my conspiracy of what's happening and how it's happening
rich people do not give a fuck about poor people.
at all.
Like, we're not rich,
No,
which is why we do actually give a fuck about poor people. Have you ever helped out a poor person?
the whole fucking time.
Me too.
Right. Say this is okay. It's funny. People, right? You used to brag more than I did about me handing out pizza to the homeless.
I do brag about that.
Right.
That's a huge thing.
Me doing things. I do things like this all the time, right? This is a thing for me. So I'm with my brother-in-law watching him play hockey on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Kid works for Jimmy John's. It's fine, no big deal. He drives a Subaru WRX. I like him. He's a good kid. We get to talking. And he's like, "Oh man, I really want to try a bottle of Buffalo Trace."
Okay.
Sure, it might have been drunk me. I'll give you drunk me.
Mhm.
Drunk me's like,
Drunk you will do a lot of things, like buy a $16 slice of pizza.
absolutely, for 5 of us, right?
Yeah.
I think like $16 slices of pizza. But like, anyway, so that being said, right? So I was like, you know what? You've never had this? Like, Buffalo Trace is like here compared to like the things I've had in my
Yeah.
life, right? Like,
It's no pappy.
exactly, right? Like, let's be clear about some things. So
It's good.
I told the kid, I was like, you know what? I'll get you a bottle. My brother's down in Kentucky right now, blah, blah. He's like, oh, what do I do? Nothing. Consider it my gift, right? So I give him the bottle this week because I forgot it last week. But anyway, so I give it to him. He's excited, right? So then, right, we're drinking, and again, I'm drinking, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, weird question. Anybody got a quart of oil in their car?" Like my heart kind of because I've bet, like, dude, I've been there, right? Like I was like, shit. Actually, I have a quart of oil in my other Scion XB, which we should tell that story online.
We should.
But so I was like, shit, I don't. My brother-in-law always drives because I go to drink.
Right.
He goes to play hockey. I go to drink. Okay, the place I go, if I buy a 12 pack, it's $24.
Okay.
So, David, I'm going to drink 7 beers.
Okay.
Okay. Normally, right? Just now, if I give away 5 beers, I've made 5 friends.
Uh-huh.
So, and people are like, oh, you don't need to buy me beer. And I was like, I didn't technically buy you beer. I just had an extra one because it was $2 a piece, or I'm paying for something for each one.
Right.
So I'm saving money by
Fiscally responsible.
right? Like David gets it. Either way, I'm spending $24. Now I can make friends. And then finally, like somebody like it happened like 3 times. People were like, oh, Mr. Moneybags, Mr. This, Mr. That. And I was like, look,
Can I interrupt for a
yeah,
sec?
please do.
I got a guy for you to text later that put his number on our board downstairs, just so you know. But go ahead.
Hell yeah. But anyway, so like this guy, right? So like, oh, Mr. Money, Mr. What? And I finally like I drunk and me like half lost it. And I was like, look, I was like, let me ask you a question, right? If I come in here and tell you this is my fucking seat, what do you do? Oh no, I won't sit in your seat. And I was like, exactly why? Because I gave you a $2 fucking beer. If I come in here and I say, oh hey, I want this, what do you? Yeah, I'll do that for you. Why? Because I bought you a $2 fucking beer, right? You think $2 fucking dollars affects me in any? No, but I get my sister-in-law has come to watch her husband play and all that, and like everybody's like Nick, it's like Norm from fucking
Yeah.
Cheers, Nick, oh my, and she's like, holy shit, like you are popular here, and I was like, yeah, like this place people make me feel welcome. Sure, I buy them $2 beer, like sure, so I spend an extra $24, one extra bucket on beers for people a week, whatever. Sure, we're not best friends, and like the fact that, but like I just had one guy. He's like, no, if you called me, I'll come fucking, I'll pick you up. Like I'll help fix your car. I'll do this. I'll do like, and I was like, off of a $2 beer,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm not doing it because of that, but I'm doing it because I know that I get my seat. I know that if I want to watch PBA on TV, I'm going to watch it, right? But so anyway, so that being said, so like all I had was hundreds,
Yeah,
in my pocket. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but like, and so I was like, shit. I was like, anybody got any? Someone, the kid had change or whatever. So I break $100 down. I give him fucking like $8, and I was like, here, go to the gas station and get a quart of oil, right? Like, I will do that for anybody. Like, I'd rather me pay $8 for your quart of oil than you blow up your fucking car, which is worth. I don't know. I just scrapped my fucking. I've had a shitty fucking couple weeks.
yeah, you have.
I just scrapped my car for $500.
Yeah.
Right. So $8 versus only getting paid 500 on a car that you have to go buy. I just bought my car. I'm not afraid to admit this. I bought a brand new, exact same car, $7,000. So the $8 quart of oil, right? Like if I save you $7 grand and a headache, I'm happy. Okay, like the world is happy for another week. But no, it's just right. So anyway, I do shit for people all the time. Mine doesn't get seen on a worldly scale because I'm not Taco Bell asking every person to round up their bill 15 cents.
So here's a question
Yeah.
for you. I'm going to pat myself on the back. When Taco Bell asks you to round up your bill, what do you say now?
No, thank you.
Why?
Because you do not give 100% and you get the tax break and I don't.
Right. So
I asked them, so I did start asking them for the I want to call it a 1099, but it's not. But they're C3,
yeah,
whatever.
501c3.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, can I get the paper for the 501c3? And they're like, we don't have that. And I was like, all right, cool, I can't donate to you, sorry. Say it's so funny.
So you spend $4.45.
Yes.
And they go, well, you round up to $6. And you're like, no,
$5, yeah.
I'll take. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, $4.45 would be $5.
I thought I said $5.45. Anyways, well, you round up to $5. It's 65 cents. And you go, nope, I'll just take that 65 cents.
$4.45 would be 55 cents, but
Jesus
okay.
Christ, I can't do math anymore.
Dude, it's cool. David,
I'm not even drunk and I can't do
I
fucking
got
math.
you, bro. I got
I
you.
appreciate you being here.
Say my boy.
Anyways, so whatever
made up numbers here.
whatever these fucking numbers are that I obviously can't do. All of a sudden I'm doing fucking math like Christy.
Oh shit.
It's fucking numbers I can't figure out.
Yeah.
Are you gonna take that 55 cents if you want to donate it? You donate it, right?
Do I donate it to them? No.
No, if you want to donate 55 cents, you just take it and donate it yourself, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I get the write off.
Right, you get the write off.
Yeah. Actually, I don't.
Because you're not gonna write it off.
No,
But
it's $30,000 now for the minimum of write offs.
Yeah.
Because of what
Yeah.
Trump put into place
just such ass, but whatever.
years ago. So it's funny. I'm not trying to be. This is a political stance.
Yeah.
So Trump's first term, he created this. Everybody gets a write off. So you will see that for some time, you guys had bigger returns. Okay. People like whoever, right? Like the people that are right in the middle, kind of myself. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like I'm losing because I don't get my individual write-offs, right? I
Your
now
write-offs would have equaled more than
correct.
the standard
So
deduction before, but now those write-offs aren't
exactly.
eligible.
So like my wife and I we donated a car to the school.
Yep.
My first Pilot, an '03 Honda Pilot to the school. They sent me a paperwork. Thanks for your donation, blah, blah, blah. I don't get to write that off, right? I didn't know that. I guess I did, like, because, right, my accountant's there. And she's like, yeah, we didn't hit this. Son of a bitch. Like, I go to Goodwill and I grab my paper every single time. I grab all this. Like, I probably have, I mean, I just don't, apparently I don't ever hit a big enough amount,
No.
right? Like, and it sucks. So it's like, but because we're so, right, as poor people, we are so prone to, oh, hey, you get a write-off if you donate, you get a donate, you grab your Goodwill, so like you're gonna try to get all this money, but they've already given you too big of a number that now you're just giving away money for free.
Yeah.
And so I think people need to stop donating.
You
That's
wouldn't you wouldn't stop
never.
donating. Not the stuff you like.
I stopped donating to play, so I started donating all my shit to shitty companies,
Mhm.
and I've started donating things I think people can do good with to things I care
Well,
about.
again, I sat there and donated money to a girl that was in my Star Wars group because she had a surgery that her cat needed.
Yeah.
That to me is a worthwhile thing.
Mhm.
You know, she hopped on Facebook, which I'm not on much anymore, but I am on.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, my kitty cat has this issue and I really don't have the money to deal with this. And if you want to help out, that'd be great.
Yep.
Here's a GoFundMe. I fucking hate GoFundMe because they take money out of funds that people actually fucking need. So my go-to when you have a GoFundMe, if I want to help you, is what's your Venmo, what's your Cash App? I'll just send you cash. And again,
Oh.
whether I want to or not, that's my way of helping, my way of saying, hey, I think you got a worthwhile cause. I'll give you some money. What are you reading?
No, sorry. I went into doing some stuff. So, I'll be honest. I Googled why is Musk a piece of shit? POS. And I wanted to know what the hell it said. So, we go into our favorite thing, Reddit.
No, I love Reddit.
Would you prefer to read it?
I can.
All right, awesome.
Elon Musk's net worth is, this was 2 months ago, is $425 billion. With just 40 billion, less than 10% of his wealth, he could completely end world hunger by 2030. To put into perspective, if Musk had 10 pennies, if he gave the world 1 penny, he would solve world hunger. Doing that would cement his legacy as one of the most influential and admired figures in history. He'd likely be named Time Magazine Person of the Century and celebrated in the history books for transforming the world for the better. Millions of children wouldn't go to bed starving. He would save countless lives. But he doesn't. Instead, he outsources jobs to cut American wages, lobbies for lower taxes on billionaires, and mocks the public on Twitter. He isn't a hero, he's the villain.
So I think this person's a little wrong in the amount of money it would take to end world hunger.
But you get the idea.
I do. But
Nick, if you had $1 billion
yes,
and somebody came to you and said, here is a concrete plan to end world hunger for 1 billion.
1 billion.
You have how much did I say you have?
1 billion.
You have 1 billion for 500,000. Okay, because I want to use normal numbers, not necessarily crazy numbers.
Sure.
So you have $1 billion, and they say for 500,000 you can end world hunger.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say?
No.
Why?
Because I don't trust that person.
No, I'm saying they come to you with a concrete plan. This is how we do it.
Yep.
You vet it.
Oh yeah. So if I vet it and I do all that, oh, I'm writing a fucking check yesterday.
Why?
Because I care more about the world than I care about myself. I care about the masses. And don't get me wrong, like I care about myself and I care about my family and I care about things, but I already have enough to care about us, right? Like, David, I feel bad, right? I post you and I are friends. Yes,
Yes.
I understand you don't go on Facebook, and your wife does, and she keeps trolling the shit out
Of everybody.
right? But like, right, I happened to do pretty well last year.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at a water feature for my pool.
Yeah.
And I don't know how big it's going to be. I don't know anything. And I thought about just having a waterfall behind my pool that ran into whatever. Now I'm like, oh man, you've been to the Oasis.
Yeah.
I want Borneo rainforest with like a slide coming out because I just watched a video on that and I was like, that'd be cool. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm not spending $100,000. Like the first one was just 25. Like that would cost me like 4 million to these people. Um, I'd be like I kind of want to spoil myself with something fun and nice, right? Like, um, but I also feel bad 'cause it's like, man, what can I do with that, right? But here, so we talk about helping people.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm in love with my daughter's teacher now. She's very straightforward. She's me. Not, but like, so
So you're in love with her in the aspect that she's a good human who speaks
no,
her mind.
okay, so
Okay.
she listens,
Uh-huh.
we listen and we don't judge. Okay, so all of my daughter's teachers for the past 4 or 5 years, they keep begging people for things. But it's not a problem, right?
Yeah.
Hey, would somebody like to volunteer to bring in this? 2 days later, hey, we're still looking for this. So now we're let's call it 2/3 of the way through the school year. Right? You would agree?
Yeah.
So my wife and I, right, beginning of the school year, teacher's like, hey, we need this. So my wife and I show up and we're like, hey, we have this. We found that people like to bring stuff at the beginning of the year. Anything else you need throughout the year, feel free to ask. So she sends an email, whatever, through the year. And of course, right, first one, great. Hey, yep, we'll bring snacks. Hey, we're running out of snacks for the room. Fuck, cool. Daddy Nick's got this all day, every day, right? Emerson, you're bringing this. So we bring snacks. Next time, my wife's like, hey, you should let some other, because Courtney always tries to give other people the ability to try. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Right?
But if they wanted to, wouldn't they have already done it?
Well, no, yes and no. But like,
Okay.
so, right? The teacher, let's go again with snacks just 'cause it's easy, right? So Monday, hey, just let you know the classroom needs snacks. Me, I'm like, I don't have a job. I can go out Monday, fucking noon, grab snacks, boom, it's there. So Monday comes around, Tuesday, Wednesday comes around. Hey, just looking for a volunteer for fucking snacks. Nope, fuck that. I'm gone. Like, you should not have to ask like this, right? So we go to the second parent teacher conference because that just happened. So it's why I'm gonna say 2/3. That was like last week, whatever. Um, First time ever winning with my wife. So the teacher emailed my wife and I specific. She goes, hey, if I need something, I'll just email you guys. I figured it out, blah, blah. Fuck yeah, right? Like, I don't need to prove to you how much money, but I'm gonna get this shit done. So that being said, teacher emails me over the weekend. I'm a little fucking tipsy, no big deal. Teacher goes, hey, I just realized we're running low on washable markers, right?
Okay.
I was like, consider it fucking done. I know exactly. I bought a shit ton off of Temu because I was using them for coaching
Yep.
for my thing. And so I have this and so there's 4 of them sitting down, 4 packs of 8. So that's
Right.
32 markers. And I was like, oh yeah, Emerson will have them in her bag. They will be there Monday, right? She didn't email anybody else. She emailed us directly, just said, this is what I need. Monday, this is the weekend. Monday, it's taken care of, right? Like now she's learning, hey, this is what I need.
Yeah.
She knows she's going to get it. Like last time, like, okay, so one of them, she had asked for, let's call it erasable markers. She asked for snacks. She asked for um, magic erasers type of a thing, and something and tissues or something.
Mhm.
So I happened to be at Menards, and I was like, oh, I got Lysol wipes because they were $1 a piece. I got the magic erasers, which are right here. Like I'm at Menards. I'm already got this. So I pick up like 3 out of the 4 because Courtney wants me to let other people be successful.
But they don't want to.
But other people are never successful. Like, and so 2 days later, I'm running out to buy the next thing. Like, I'm not bragging in any way, but it just makes my life easier, right? Like, here,
Just
boom.
buy it all. Here's the deal. If you buy it and they don't need it, you just take it back and get a fucking refund.
Or
Wait 2 weeks and they need it again.
But here's what I've told Courtney.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit here and okay. So guess what? If this teacher needs Lysol wipes or magic, and they have too many, guess what other teacher needs them? The other 4th grade teacher or the other 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Any other teacher she got so mad at me because I wanted to buy like 10,000 or
Yeah.
1,000 reusable water bottles for the kids because I can get it from AliExpress. It's going to take me a little bit, whatever it is. They're 22 cents a piece.
Yeah.
You ever buy a bottle of water or like a thing? No, they're like $20 a piece.
Yeah.
I can get them if I buy enough. I'm like, hey, Courtney's like, no, you don't need to buy enough for the school. Why? It'll cost me the same amount that it cost a person. Like, it blows me. I just want to fix a problem, right?
So here's why this angers the shit out of me.
Mhm.
We're gonna turn this back political.
Please do.
So you have these fucking pro-life assholes, which are not pro-life, they're just pro-birth.
Yep.
And if a teacher comes and says, hey, we're a little short on money, we need this, we need that.
Mhm.
And of course, their answer is, well, fuck you, teacher, you just go buy it yourself.
Beckett Sellers, what song do you want to hear? Because we will sing it.
Nick loves to sing. But anyways, they'll sit there and, say, hey, we don't give a shit about free lunch. We don't give a shit about extra supplies. You figure that shit out on your own because you're all adults and that shit doesn't matter. But wait a minute, you're pro-life. At the end of the day, they just give a shit about that kid being born. They don't give a fuck about anything after that happens. No neonatal care, no Head Start, no preschool, no WIC, no Medicaid,
Medicaid.
because Medicare is for old people.
Mhm.
None of that shit. They don't want to do anything to help that kid get a little bit ahead in life. We see it with student loans too, because student loans has become a hot issue again.
Yep.
And when you look at, what student loans were in the beginning, you could take out a student loan and go to school. And I saw some stat the other day that Harvard is now going to have their education for free if you make less than 300,000 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So if your family makes less than, I want to say 300,000, I could be wrong on the numbers. Education will be free for you. What does that tell you, Nick, as a person?
The amount of people that have gone to Harvard that are giving back to donate understand what the potential is out
Do you
there.
think that's what it is, or do you think the
No.
fact that
That's how I look at it.
if they could charge you less, they would, but they can charge you more because you have a Harvard education now.
Correct.
And instead, so what they're doing is a wonderful thing. I'm not taking away for a moment from the fact that Harvard's going to say, hey, if you make under X number of dollars, we're going to give you free education. That's wonderful. But couldn't it be way cheaper for everybody for the last 30 years? I mean, we can talk about that. When we look at costs for school, for even like primary and secondary educations, you have these teachers that have to go into their own pocketbook to pay for supplies. They're working, everybody's like, oh, being a teacher is great because you only work from 7 to 3 and then you're off all summer long and you get spring break and you get Christmas break, and this is just awesome. But they don't look at, the teachers that show up at 6 a.m. and they don't leave until 9 o'clock at night and they're grading papers on their supposed off time, because as a teacher, you don't really have off time. And they're spending all their money to make sure, kids have the supplies they need, or God forbid, are fed in school, because maybe the school doesn't offer a free lunch program. And you got a kid that comes in and, the number one hindrance to a quality education is they're hungry. Who the hell wants a kid to walk into their class that can't learn because they don't know where their next meal is coming from? That's sad, and it's horrible to think about. But you have all of these pro-life people that are like, well, that kid was born and you had that kid and that's your problem now. You were fighting for that kid to be born. You can't give the parent a little bit of help if they need a little bit of help. I mean, nobody's asking for the world. The thing I've learned about poor people is the majority of them that need help don't necessarily want it. And they're not necessarily going to take advantage of it. They just need a hand. They need a little bit of, a lift up. And once you get them to a point where they can just do it on their own, they're out. They don't need government assistance anymore. They're going to make their own way, because the majority of people out there want to be their own person and don't want to be indebted to somebody else.
Yep.
And that's the shit that irritates me the most is you find these fucking conservatives and they're like, well, we're going to make that kid have a kid. And a lot of times it is a kid. You know, I don't care if you're 19, you're still a fucking kid.
Oh, yeah.
And after you have that kid, we're going to saddle you with debt for the rest of your life because that makes you an indentured servant. And if you're an indentured servant, then you'll work an increasingly shitty job for increasingly lower wages and you won't ever rock the fucking boat.
Also, speaking of Musk and what he wants for workers.
Yeah.
So you hear that Musk wants 80-hour work weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy is just asking.
7 days a week.
Yep.
Nick,
I don't understand.
you're thought to be the conservative voice on this podcast.
I am thought to be.
Thought to be. Are you in favor of an 80-hour work week?
Absolutely not.
If you were working, what would be your work week that you would be, yep, that's a good number. I'll do that.
50.
You'll do 50.
I'll do. So am I getting paid overtime?
No.
Oh, 40.
So you'll do 40
I'll do 40.
on salary.
On salary, yeah. 40 on salary if I'm guaranteed the money. So it's not hourly, it's salary.
Salary.
45.
You'll do 45.
Yep. 9-hour days.
So what if they come to you and say, I'm sorry, this shit needs to be out. You need to work 55 hours for the next 3 weeks.
3 weeks and that's it?
That's it.
You know what? I say the rest of the team better step their ass up because I'll give them 55, but it's going to be the same as 40.
What does that mean to you?
It means I'll show up and I'll be there for 55 hours, but
you're not necessarily working.
I'm gonna be playing on my cell phone. I'm gonna be.
You're not busting your ass those extra 10 hours.
Exactly it.
So let's say for a minute, they come to you and they're like, listen, we need you to work 55 hours for the next 2 months.
Mhm.
But on the back end of that, you can bank all of that time and you don't have to use PTO to take it off. You can just have it. So if you want to work 30 hours a week for X number of weeks after that, we're okay with it because you gave us all of this time. What do you say?
You know what? You got a deal
Why?
because I get my time back
And do you value your time?
more than I. Yes, a lot now. I didn't used to. More than I used to. I tell you that.
And that's, I think, the point where you get to with people. I get mad when people have interviews and they ask certain questions like, hey, what's the PTO like around here? You know, what is, you know, the sick benefit?
Yeah, for sure.
And people are like, well, it shouldn't be the first of your mind. The top of your mind should be, how do I help the business?
You remember I told you that? Like I had
You
that.
did. I remember. That's why I'm going.
Yeah, say that was my favorite thing. Oh, I shouldn't be. What the fuck am I working here for, right? Like, okay, fine. How many hundreds of millions of dollars are you paying me to work here? No? Okay, cool. So all right, let's talk about the benefits, right?
Right.
Let's talk about me. Let's talk about Let's talk about. So I actually just got an email sent to me.
Okay.
Hey, per your background, it looks like you're qualified to fucking do this. It's Monday through Friday. Like, shit, it's a job again. I really thought about taking the job.
We have a question of what happens when it goes beyond that time period.
And beyond the 55 hours?
I'm thinking beyond the 2 months at 55 hours.
Oh, we renegotiated.
I would agree. We renegotiated at that point to figure out.
And you know what? Like if they said the time frame was this, or if I said the time frame was that, it's a whole different story. Right? Hey, if I'm going to plan to be done, you know, my guys are over by a week right now. I think on the thing. Why? Me, 110% fucking me. Why? I want that lights done. I want those fucking things cut out. I added a whole fucking deck to the back.
Mhm.
Like, why? Because I gave more work. They didn't ask for it. Granted, they wanted more work because they want to work longer. But I'm like, like on this house, oh yeah, we're fucking behind because of me.
Let me ask you a question. What's the minimum you would take to work a job?
$8 an hour.
$8 an hour.
Yeah.
Like, give me a yearly. It's easier.
Oh gosh. So what? Hold on. Yearly?
Yeah, yearly. What is the least you would take yearly to work a job? Because I want to see if I can.
$26,000.
So $26,000. Let's say I offered you $15,000 for a job.
Okay.
Would you tell me to fuck off immediately, or would you ask for more?
Ooh. No, would I ask for more? No, I mean, all right,
Would you ask for more information? Sorry.
I'd ask for more information.
Okay. So I'm only going to offer you 15,000,
Okay.
and you probably have some travel, so you'll be away from home.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
You
Yeah, I
pay-
mean, you got a young kid.
You paying for travel?
I'll pay for the travel,
Okay. And
but you stay where I say you stay. So you stay in a Super 8. You don't stay in.
I love Super 8.
Hilton.
They have Hilton's. No, Super 8's fun.
I'm just
they
saying.
have amazing breakfast.
So again,
Super 8.
Motel 6, whatever.
No. Super 8's I'm in. Motel 6, I'm out.
Okay, so Motel 6.
Super 8's have
No, hang on.
great bread. Like,
You're going to stay at the Motel 6 now.
ooh,
15,000.
I'll leave the light on. Okay.
Are you asking any more questions?
How often am I traveling? Yeah, I mean, I'm asking more questions. Well,
You're probably
okay, so
traveling.
here's the problem. You're
Yeah.
asking the wrong guy if he's asking more questions.
So I'm going to say you're working from April to November.
That's 8 months.
Yeah. 15,000.
How many hours a week?
30.
I'm out. Fuck you. See you. Have a good day.
You're out.
That was a good conversation. I'm glad we had it.
100%
Yeah,
out.
bye. Yeah, if I have to be gone 15 grand, how long am I gone for?
You're gone for, let's say, every other weekend.
No, fuck. I'm out. See you.
You're
Have a good day. No,
Okay, you're
I'm
out.
not giving my weekends up. My daughter's in school. Like, that's the only time I see her.
Okay.
No.
So every other weekend, you're out.
No, I'm out. See you.
Now if I come,
If it was like, hey, Nick, you had to travel on Monday, you're gone Tuesday, back Wednesday. All right. Okay, cool.
that's probably going to be weekends.
No, I'm out. See you. Have a good day.
So let me continue with this job.
All right.
Let's say I have you doing like PR.
Okay.
Maybe I have you in a mascot uniform
Yeah. No, I'm out.
for a baseball team.
So, all right. So you still don't have me in, but I'm out.
For the Savannah Bananas.
Hell yeah. Now we're talking. I'm still out
You're still out because of the every other weekend.
every other week.
What if it's a third of the week for every other week,
Yep.
and then 1 weekend a month?
Perfect. You kind of got me back in.
So I got you a little bit back in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll wear a banana and run around
Absolutely. I'll
for 15,000
I'll peel banana.
for 8 months.
8 months. God, that's a long time. Yeah, I'm probably out.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so. What, you got any stock options?
They don't sell stock.
Okay, what kind of benefits do I get?
A week off paid.
1 week?
1 week.
1 week out of 8 fucking months?
I mean, you're off the other 4 months.
Nobody gives a shit. That's a fucking teacher. You don't hear them bitching.
You do actually.
Yeah, exactly. See? So no, I'm out.
So you're out.
15,000 fucking dollars, and you want me to be gone from do I get free tickets to every game?
Absolutely.
So the summer,
You and 2 people.
I'm gonna need 3 people. I'm negotiating.
And
that.
again, I'm not necessarily going to pay for flights, but
Oh, bullshit.
no. Flights for family. I'm not necessarily going to pay for flights for family, but I will pay for them to stay in the same room as you. Maybe we upgrade you to Super 8 now because you're driving a hard bargain. Maybe we'll upgrade you to Super 8.
Hey, I'm telling you guys, David, if Bucks and Brews ever get sponsored by Super 8, you're gonna be so happy, dude. They have biscuits and gravy. They have fucking pancake or waffle machine at all the Super 8s.
They're like Best Western too,
They have all the mixers you can think of.
Holiday Inn.
All right, I can see that. Is my phone ringing? Sure is.
Somebody's is.
Potential spam.
Let's go.
You've dialed in the Bucks and Brews. Bloop. All right, nothing.
Sucks when they go away.
So, yeah, I'm just out.
You're just out.
Like, as much as I want to watch baseball, but like I'm gonna have to work for. I mean, that's honestly that's okay. So they're
I
getting
mean, you're talking like 3 hours a day,
a little longer.
maybe 4.
Yeah, I'm out.
I mean, games are like an hour and 45 minutes.
They're cut short, but like you have pre-game, post-game, you got some stuff.
I bet I could get you in.
Not for 15. Maybe no, not for 8 months. Look, if we were talking like 4 months,
Well, how long do they go? They go like April to the beginning of November,
no,
right?
maybe because they go pretty long. But yeah, but they play during the week too. So
Okay, so you want your weekends. I'll give you your weekends.
well, let's say my kid and wife can travel with me. Like I'm just no. I mean, no, I'd rather go watch a game. Just one. I'd rather go watch one game, pay my money, than work for them doing that. But like now, if I get to sell peanuts and Cracker Jacks and you give me a commission, now we're talking.
Okay, so you don't want to be in the banana.
I don't mind being in the banana, but like that's the top.
you
I can
want-
pay this 15.
You want
15,000.
more
I do.
because you know your worth.
I do.
I do love getting to your worth. So now you want your worth. And let's say I will give you every game you're at. I will give you your option between peanuts, hot dogs, beer, and pop. You can't do the same thing twice in a week, but you can rotate.
Oh, perfect. Okay. But do I get to pick the day that I get to sell them?
Correct.
Okay, so if it's
So if you want to sell beer on a Saturday night,
Yep.
you're in.
Yep.
Or if
peanuts on Sunday,
right.
Cracker Jacks on Monday.
Right. So you can figure out the days. You just can't double it up.
Cotton
But
candy
now
days.
you're at every game. Every game.
Puzzle piece has to move. Live will end. There we go. I'm at every game. Okay.
Every game.
Yeah. For $15,000. But do I get
Plus commission.
plus commissions? What's my commission split?
Well, let's say hot dogs $5.
Okay.
So you get $2 for every hot dog.
Oh shit! I'm making so much goddamn money hand over fist. You have an employee for 8 months.
A beer's 10.
You have
You get $2 for a beer.
deal 20%.
Pops $6. You get $1.50.
Well, we could just say a 20% split on everything.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
I mean, because hot dogs was 40%, but like we'll do a 20% split on everything. Oh, I'm in. Oh, I'm in all day.
At 15 grand.
Base, yeah.
Yeah.
You're guaranteeing me $500 a week.
Nope.
Oh yeah, I'm in. And you're giving me my room. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna steal a hot dog. Hell yeah. Bored. I'm gonna lose my job, but that's okay.
Are you gonna lose your job?
Well, because I'm gonna steal a beer and steal a hot dog.
I mean, I won't give you free beer, but I'll give you free hot
No,
dog.
I know. Oh, you're gonna give me a free hot
I'll
dog.
give you free hot dog. I'll give you free pop.
Oh, then I'm in. You got me back again. You got me back. So I don't need free beer.
Did you see the kid that got fired from and arrested
Meyer.
from Meyer in Ohio?
Taking the leftover food that was already getting thrown away.
It's
correct?
worse than that. They waited until it got over $100
Of course they did.
because that way they could prosecute him for more.
So they knew he was doing it.
Yep.
How many times does it take to get over $100?
Let's say he did it 5 times.
Right.
Let's say he did it 10. Maybe it was
Let's say
cheap chicken.
it wasn't just 2.
No, it was enough.
Yeah, like they waited.
Yeah.
They maliciously waited to have an HR conversation with
Mhm.
the kid. Well, because so this was like right. Meyer has a deli
Yeah,
that has warm foods. Or they used to. Apparently this
They-
one.
they still do.
Right. So like I used to go because I mean it was like 3-piece chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
You get 2 sides and a bowl, and it used to be back in my day like $4.50.
It's
And it
definitely more now, but
and
still.
it came with sauce.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think sure now it's like I haven't eaten it in forever. I think they got rid of it at my Meyer. I don't remember. I don't know. But like so okay, so at $6 a piece, how much do you think it is now? I mean, even at $10, astronomical pricing. That's 10 times they waited for this kid to fucking
Yeah, exactly.
right. But like, damn.
Here's a question. You employ people.
Yes. Oh, here's a true fact. So I employ people, right? And I get my Home Depot receipt.
Yeah.
I should pull up a Home Depot receipt for you. Smaller, please. Sorry. And so on it will say door, paint, hinges, Kinder Egg, door, hinges, Coca-Cola, Gatorade, 6-pack Gatorade. Who do you think's paying for that?
You are.
Absolutely. Do you think
Who's drinking it?
not me? Do you think I've ever once said a fucking thing?
No.
Never once. Not once.
If your guy calls you and says, "Hey Nick, I could really use some lunch today.
Yeah.
I'm working my ass off here. I don't have a chance to get away. You just grab me like a cheeseburger."
No, I'm grabbing a fucking cheeseburger, or I'm grabbing a pizza or something. I'm dropping it off.
Yeah, let's just
With
say
a
it just
2-liter
says,
Coke.
"Will give me a $1 cheeseburger."
You know, we're buying lunch for that
Right.
day. Yeah. So right.
We provide lunch for our staff.
You guys provide.
We have a lot of food in
you
here
guys
for our
provide the
staff.
world. Let's be clear. So
We're a small business. We don't make the money in Meyer.
no.
You can't fucking afford to give this guy a little bit.
Well, there's a difference. I mean, because again, remember the whole you bring one Nazi in, he's a good guy. You bring the next one. You let one kid start taking, the next person is going to
I'm
take,
not saying you let them take.
right? But why is this conversation? Maybe he didn't know, right? I don't know the whole story.
I don't either.
All I know is, David, if I if I come in here and I eat your beef stick, fiery habanero, and it's for your employees and
Yeah.
your employees only, and nobody else is supposed to have it,
Right.
are you going to be like, hey, Nick, uh, you know, I'm okay with you eating that first one, but just let you know, like, Dawn really has those for the employees.
Yeah, 100%. I could say that.
Please don't help yourself. You're allowed to use the fridge to cool your beer and
Yeah.
your drinks, but like, do you think I'm going to be like, am I going to be upset?
No.
Like, oh man, my bad. Like, fuck, I'm sorry.
Knowing you, you'd go buy more beef sticks.
Right, I probably would, and I'd keep them, and I'd be like, "Don't fucking touch these are mine." And I'm gonna put a little sticky note that's like asshole, like, and be like,
Yeah.
"Nope, Dawn's beef sticks, Nick's beef sticks." No, like I wouldn't give a shit, right? Like I would end up for the next like 15 years of my life buying all the beef sticks here, and then being like, "My beef stick." You say, right? But like, I, I don't know if somebody's hungry. Again, growing up poor, doing whatever. Like if you're hungry and somebody has some food, man, fucking take them vittles, eat them.
Well, I get when you work at a grocery store, maybe you don't get a free meal. Fine, whatever.
Sure.
If you work at a restaurant, a lot of those do give you a free meal
Or half off.
or half off.
But even at half off, I mean, right? Like,
But again, even if you
but
work,
like that's spelled out and said, right? Like, if you ask me, I don't know any part of the story.
Mhm.
That's where it's weird to me. Like, I understand your wife posted about this, but like, it is so weird to me because, does this kid work that counter? Is he getting ready to throw it away? And all of a sudden, instead of throwing it away, he's like, fuck, I could eat this because I'm hungry. I just worked an 8 hour shift, 6 hour shift, whatever it might be. We're throwing it away. Why don't I just eat it real quick? Or hey, I'm gonna take this home and feed my fucking family because you pay me. Don't get me wrong, Myers a union. They pay okay,
yeah.
but like you're getting back, you're trying to get on your feet, you're trying to do whatever. Like if it's just getting thrown away, who cares?
Well, and here's the problem that I have. Maybe I'm not going to let you go, take a steak home, obviously.
Absolutely,
I'm not going to let you take, a bag of M&Ms or a Butterfinger.
sure.
But if I have hot food that I
I
can't keep around,
I'm not. You are, but I'm not going to
you're not going to what?
let you take it.
Why?
Here's why,
Uh-huh.
and the reason is. If I just let you take it without having a conversation about anything,
No, I'm not going to let you take it.
okay?
It's going to be like written in. Hey, listen, every shift you worked, if you want lunch, this is what you get. You get like 2 pieces of chicken, or you get to make a $5 salad, whatever it is. You figure out the parameters of what it is.
But then everybody else has to have that, and like Meyer employs a lot of people.
It does employ a lot of people.
I mean, granted, it's not that they couldn't afford it, but like that would just become more of a headache and like time consuming for them for people to turn things in.
Understood.
Sure, could they just have like random subs in have a vending machine that's open? But like I get what you're saying, but
Something for them to not have to feel like they need to take some fucking food just to feed themselves.
right,
Because let's face it, this kid wasn't trying to steal.
right.
He was trying to feed himself.
Thanks for the reactions. I don't know what that was. It was somebody reacted to or something.
Oh, sweet. Appreciate the reactions.
Um, my issue is okay. So here's a potential of what could happen. So Monday, you take the left because right, you're new here. There's some leftovers. Mondays are slow. You and I both know this.
Yep.
Tuesdays are slow, so you take the leftovers. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're getting crushed. Guess what? Now we're making on-demand orders.
Mhm.
Cool. So hey, I need 9 o'clock. I need some chicken strips. I throw 3 of them down. I'm good. Well, I realized I didn't eat for those 3 days. So now what potentially happens is, well, hey, somebody's gonna come at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna throw 6 strips down. Well, now I'm only selling 3, but now you're taking 3. So you've, in theory, taking money by prejudging out of my, you're maliciously intending to spend more of my money, right?
So I worked at Wendy's.
Yeah.
And for the first year, you get half off.
Mhm.
And after you've been there a year, you get a free meal every time you work.
Oh, see,
So it's only if you work.
McDonald's, you get a shift meal and half off any other time, up to $15.
It was only when you worked.
Okay.
So
Wait, you got half off only when you worked?
only when you worked.
Not when you were. Wow, really?
It was half off if you worked that day. Or once you hit your year, it was free that day, but only on the days you worked.
Yep.
But when you close, there's still food there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're not going to keep the burgers or the chicken.
I thought the burger went into the chili. Am I wrong?
Burger does go into chili, but if you wanted to make a burger, you could make a burger.
Sure.
But chicken was free reign because there was
no use for it.
The grilled chicken they would use in salads.
Yep.
But fried chicken, if there was fried chicken left, there was no fucking use for that. It was going in the trash.
Yep.
So we used to make double chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, but I mean, how many times did you extra fry chicken to make sure that everybody had some chicken?
I mean, that was never a thing. We didn't sit there and go, hey, nobody's going to buy this chicken. Let's just throw a few extra pieces down. We didn't do that. It was, hey, we just closed and we got 4 pieces of chicken left.
Who wants a sandwich?
Yeah, who wants one? And you could just make one.
Right.
And nobody gave a shit. Because, again, you're going to throw that chicken away. Now, you're not throwing the bun away.
No.
You're not throwing the mayonnaise or the lettuce or the tomato away.
That cost you pennies.
Again, and they at least gave a shit enough to say, hey, you worked whatever you work. Let's say you only worked 4 hours tonight, but you worked 4 hours. Here's, something that, we're not going to use it anyways. You might as well have it.
Yep.
There's, to me, nothing wrong with that, but people get fired for that.
Yep. So, I mean, oh,
we delved off of Musk real quick.
We did. You want to get back onto it, or are you all set?
No, let's get back onto it.
All right.
So, go ahead.
No, you're good. As I think that Musk needs to figure out what it's like to right. He owns a bunch of companies, but he doesn't work in them, right? He has GMs, so treat everybody the way he treats his companies.
Well, again, he's CEO of 4 or 5 companies, and if you're dedicating all of your time to 4 or 5 companies, how much time are you actually dedicating to them? I have a couple jobs. I used to coach. So, last year at this time, I had 3 jobs. I worked my normal job. I helped out at break room therapy, and then I would go coach, softball. And that's great. But everybody knew during softball season, that was the priority. If I needed to get out, I got out. I went and coached. If I had a weekend game, I was not going to necessarily work break room. I was going to go coach that game. Now, this year, I only have 2 jobs. I have my normal job. I have break room. There are times that I need to be done working because I got break room stuff to go do, and we're going to, just shut it down, and I'm going to go work the other job. Now, my break room job doesn't pay me. I do that because I'm a co-owner, and it's my wife's passion, and, I come in and help run the place. But I don't draw a salary because I want it to be successful. The other job pays me. So my priority is still there because they are the ones that allow me to have the lifestyle where I can come in here and not draw a salary. But at the same time, when it's time to shut down for the day, it's time to shut down for the day because we do have to have a work-life balance. And when you look at somebody like Musk, running 4 or 5 companies, he wants everybody that works for him to work nonstop and only work on that thing. And that's not sustainable, nor is that how people want to live. I enjoy doing my job when I'm doing it for the most part, but I can't make that my entire existence. If that makes me a horrible employee, I guess that makes me a horrible employee. I really don't give a shit. I have other priorities that I care about other than, the bottom line of the company that I work for. I have a daughter, I have a wife, I have a business, I have friends I want to hang out with, I have this podcast. There are other things I want to do. Today, I could have definitely worked for another 3 or 4 hours at my job.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I'm out. I got to go. I'll be back later. No big thing. Because I knew I needed to come in and do Bucks and Brews. We haven't done Bucks and Brews as much as we want to lately because Nick's been sick, and I got to make sure we throw an episode or 2 down.
But so now let me ask you, right? Okay, as a coach,
Yeah.
if you work 9 hours a day as a
Mhm.
coach, do you feel you can get across the same? Do you okay? So if you did 5 days, sorry, let's go 10 hours. 10 hours of coaching one day
Yeah.
for 5 days, 50 hours. Do you feel you're going to get across the same or better than you would for 2 hours a day for 10 days?
I think 10 hours a day is overkill.
Absolutely, right? Like you as a coach are going to get burned out. You're not going to give the quality, the effort, the
Well, and
energy.
the athletes are going to get burned out
Of
because they're
course.
just doing too much.
I mean, sure, we'll call that stamina training, but
Yeah.
like, okay, even at 5 hours, right? So, like, realistically, 5 hours of softball a day, every day, they're going to get burned out, right? Like,
Yeah.
my bowlers, for them to bowl, so we practice an hour and a half, but if they, and they have competitions, some competitions take, 5 hours, some competition, but like at the end of the day, I go home and take a nap because I'm exhausted as a coach, right? Like I'm watching every shot doing things. So I know that my abilities as a coach is not the same as, if I were to do part-time, right? Like, what Elon Musk would call part-time, right? A normal 40 hours kind of a thing.
Yeah, for him, it is part time.
So,
Mind you, he's not working that hard at anything.
yeah.
Well, and again, just the weird shit that goes on when you're, in that hemisphere, I want to say.
Okay.
So his fucking dad married his stepdaughter.
Stepdaughter, right? Yeah.
How fucking gross is that?
My wife just told me this last night.
Like, you don't have a stepdaughter.
No, you do.
I do.
In theory. It's weird. So like
You never think of it.
never, not in my
No,
life.
because she's my daughter.
Right, exactly. Like I'm like, wait, who's your stepdaughter? I can't say.
Technically, she's my stepdaughter.
I know we're talking about Musk and how shitty he is.
Yeah. But
Do you remember when the guy leading the defense,
Pete Hegseth,
yeah,
he loves beer.
sent out to fucking journalism, the journalists.
So they're doing fucking military planning on fucking Signal and included a fucking journalist from the Atlantic in it. Because again, these motherfuckers are not competent.
Right.
What is this shit?
So, these fucking people.
It might have been said of me lately that I might not be the leader that people are looking for, but I'm not including fucking journalists in on war plans.
Right. I mean, that's like me telling another coach, how I intend to run quarterback sweep to the right. Say,
Not even a coach, like a fucking fan from the city you're gonna fucking play.
well, people wouldn't believe a fan. People would believe
Okay, a journalist
Let's go,
from the
let's go,
city you're
let's
gonna
go,
play.
let's go with an assistant coach, right? Yeah.
Something.
Sure, yeah. Hey, you're gonna see it because we're gonna wave a yellow flag, and then we're gonna do this. Oh, shit, that happened, right? Like, all right, Doge, right? Department of Government Efficiency.
Why did they name it Doge?
Because
that's his meme coin.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
Is that why
That's his fucking meme coin.
Software to maximize government efficiency and productivity. Mass layoffs and for federal workers.
Here's the shit that annoys me about Musk with all that shit. So supposedly they find all this fraud. Nobody's being prosecuted for any fucking fraud. They're just firing people.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fraud to be prosecuted. So again, if you're looking for fraud, wouldn't you have a forensic auditor in there?
No.
Not necessarily a fucking 18-year-old programmer.
Dude, do you think if you had a forensic auditor that they wouldn't look at the president and be like, fraud?
100% they would.
Madam President fucking Cheeto McCheetah Head would be gone. Things that you people don't know about me. I will always, from here on until the next time that she's gone, call her and Madam.
Why is that?
Because I know that it would piss that person off,
Yeah.
they off. So,
oh my God, I have to tell this fucking story. Go ahead.
But anyway, right, and I don't respect that person, and so I want that person to know how much I don't respect them as a human being.
So at break room, we have
Music that just came on.
we did.
That was weird.
We're having a
Sorry.
session tonight at
Oh,
6.
really?
At 6. So we had a group come in last week, and they're like, "What's this preferred name?" And we're like, "That's the name you want us to call you, because people don't necessarily like their legal name."
Yes.
And this guy's like, "So I can put anything I want in there, and you'll call me that?" And we're like, "Yeah." We had a guy who wanted to be called Batman once. We called him Batman.
Nice.
So this guy puts in the thing, Iceman from Top Gun.
Oh, all right.
So he fills it out. I'm like, "All right, Iceman, I need your ID." And he starts laughing. And I look, and one of the women that was with him in the preferred name put hot tits.
Yeah. What's up, hot tits?
100%. She did not think I would call her that. I'm like, "Hey, hot tits, I need your ID."
Need the ID.
The rest of the time she was there, everyone referred to her as hot tits.
Yeah.
I'm like, this woman made a bad calculation.
It's all fun and games until you get called out on it. Let's be clear.
100%.
No, so like, right, do you feel like, sorry, I need you to talk, but do you feel like Trump is running with Elon? People say that Elon is heading all this and Trump's just the puppet. So how do you feel about
I
this?
honestly think Trump's just sitting there doing basically what he's told, and his ego's being stroked, going, "Oh yeah, Donald, you're in charge, but do this." Because he's old and feeble and probably a little bit demented. So his ability to have, sane thoughts, again, for the last 20 years have been non-existent. Probably for the last 70 years have been non-existent.
Oh.
But then on top of it, you have Elon playing puppet master. You look pissed.
No, sorry. I just Yep, you're good. No, nothing. I'm annoyed by multiple things with our conversations that's happening. I didn't send it to you.
Okay.
The video of the lady who has 4 kids and is bragging about the 3 boys that were born during Trump's first.
Yes. I'm
time.
so fucking disgusted by this. They made their daughter fucking cry because she was born when Biden was president. And literally just kept laying into their daughter about that. And the kid just sat there fucking bawling her eyes out. How much of a shit human being do you have to fucking be?
That's like the epitome of like the life I lived, right? But like I'm sitting here just going, holy shit, you've told your kid no matter what happens, they will never be good enough for you.
100%.
And this kid is 3 like, you know who shouldn't have a kid?
That lady, yeah.
Do you know who should? Me. I will fucking raise that thing to believe, right? Everybody asks me, Nick, what do you think makes you a good coach? And I think it's the same thing that makes you a good coach, right? We believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
100%.
I'm fucking gonna get you to believe in yourself.
My job is to make you be who I see you to be.
Absolutely, right? And it's funny because people ask me this, and I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" And I was like, are you fucking like this kid has more potential in life than anybody will ever fucking actually be able to watch. I just see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they never reach it, and I was like, but as long as they come closer every single day, we're getting somewhere.
Your job is to make them believe in themselves.
110%, right? My job
They may fall short. That's fine.
Who cares? But you're better than when you started with me however long ago, right? I mean, just blows my mind. Like, and these people to bring this kid down because of, right?
Something totally out of their control.
Kid didn't ask for you to fucking have sex during this this presidency. Kid didn't ask for it, right? I'm not gonna call it racism or whatever, right? Like nobody asked to be born in. If you ask me, David, what would I like to be born in? I'd like to be born into fucking England to the Queen, right? Granted, I don't want to be that old, but like, right, give me some royalty so I don't have to do shit. Like we all want that, right? You know, if you ask me right now, what do I want to be? Taylor Swift's fucking kid.
Yeah.
Right? She didn't have a kid. I want to be a fucking adopted by. I'm older than Taylor Swift, and I want to be fucking adopted by this woman.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, Nick. You know, I'm not going to be. The funny thing is like me as a person, I'm going to be like, hey, I need a Ferrari, I need this. I'm going to be like, hey, can I go on vacation with you? Can I go travel, to all your concerts? And I'll be the guy. Like, it's funny because I'll be the guy like setting up a stage and doing all the things and like, hey, my back hurts today. do you mind if I have the day off, or can I set up the easier stuff where I don't have to bend over? And I assume Taylor would be like, hey, yep, you're good. Like, do you need to go see a doctor? Do you need to go do this?
Yep.
Right? Can we get you checked? Hell yeah, right? Like, I want to be adopted by Taylor. Fucked up thing I've ever said in my life, right?
So let's go back to Musk for a minute.
Yeah, please do.
So Musk Musk has a daughter,
He has like 16 kids.
but he has a daughter.
Yeah, which one?
Do you know about the daughter?
No.
She's a trans daughter.
Really?
Mhm.
I did not know any part of this.
He hates her, calls her by her dead name all the time, refers to her as a boy.
Is she a boy?
She's trans female.
Trans female. Okay.
So
Sure. Was born a
born
boy,
with a penis,
is now a
has
female.
transitioned to
Yes.
female. So it's come out recently. Do you want to know why he hates her so much?
Because she won't call him dad.
He paid for a boy.
Okay.
And my wife said to me, she's like, you can't fucking control that. I'm like, you can
Oh, you got.
if it's IVF.
Oh, absolutely.
And she goes, oh, I didn't even think of that. So he had this kid via IVF
Yeah.
and wanted a boy. And because that is a trans girl, he fucking hates her and really wishes nothing but misery on her for the rest of her life.
Yeah, my buddy has twin boys because of IVF, and he goes, "You get to choose. You get to choose the sex. You get to choose whatever." And because like, right, I'm looking at it, looking into it. Well, because like I wouldn't, hey, if I guess if I got the opportunity, yeah, I'd choose a boy. If they transitioned, dude, you know me, like
Well, that's the thing.
girl parties twice.
So that's the thing I have to ask you, because of course I have that. I don't have that exact situation, but you know, my daughter is a lesbian.
No.
Do you think I give a shit?
Yes,
Why?
because she didn't tell you earlier,
She didn't know.
right? Say she didn't know. Right? We all knew she's playing softball. All softball players are lesbians. Don't quote me on that. That's a joke. That's
We share a therapist, Angela.
Oh yeah.
She started seeing Angela when she was 12, and Angela pulled Dawn and I into a room and goes, how do you feel if she's gay? And we're like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
She goes, are you sure? Yeah, we don't give a shit. We just want her to be happy. I don't give a fuck if she likes girls, guys, or whatever.
Right.
It doesn't matter. She can like girls that used to be guys. I don't give a shit.
Right.
And I mean, that fell through. Caitlin at one point is like, I don't know how to know if I actually do like girls. And we figured it out, and I don't love her any less. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I'm not fucking those people. Again, coming back to the Musk shit. So his fucking father married his stepdaughter. This is my stepdaughter. Not in a million fucking years. I don't want to marry her. I'm married to her mom. That's fucking gross. If I had a dad that went and married a step sibling of mine, I'd never talk to that motherfucker again.
Yeah, but say that sucks to say. I mean, okay, I don't want to say that the wrong way. It sucks because I was so excited because Musk's dad came out and said Musk is like the biggest piece of shit and he would fuck over anything else in his family. But now that like it just sounds like it's coming from a crazy human. So
I mean, they're all fucked up.
oh, they are. Like, I mean, this is an inbred.
His mom fucking came out and said, you motherfuckers need to keep having babies so my son has people to work for him for nothing.
Shut up.
Oh, she fucking did.
Damn, that's funny. I'm surprised. So, we're gonna go back into this episode quite a bit, right? We talked about kids having bulletproof backpacks. Do you realize that there is Tesla dealerships that now have police watching over the dealership?
Yes, because Teslas are very, very important in life, but school children, fuck them kids.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit if somebody comes in and shoots up Uvalde, because God forbid we might run into a situation where we get shot, but we got to save that Tesla dealership.
But what if that Tesla dealership, we put 15 kids in each Tesla, they get shot up because they're bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just teach in Teslers.
You know what? Like, I wonder if they could teach themselves.
Maybe.
Say, God, I say I seen a video today. It was a Cybertruck running around and it said Toyota on the back.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep. Don't get me wrong, right? Again, you can have me. You can all quote me. I did say I want the Tesla truck. I think it's fun looking. I want the three engine one because it can pull like some stupid amount of weight. I'm not afraid to admit that. Still fun technology. Would I ever own a Tesla anymore?
Nope.
Not a chance. Right? Give me a fucking Nissan Leaf, baby. I don't know what else. Something big, but you know what? As a fucking Dodge Ram man, or excuse me, a Ram man. You know what? That Ford Lightning with you can plug in and it becomes a generator. Ford man all day.
That's cool, isn't
It
it?
is an awesome truck. So I'm jealous. I want to play with it. I want to go take a look at it. You and I both know how I dress.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you can see
Like this.
right, exactly. T-shirts, blue jeans with some holes in the things.
We're both wearing fucking sandals today.
Say. But right, like David, I look like I'm poor, right?
Yeah, you do.
So every time so here's my problem. I walk into a dealership, full fucking Grizzly Adams beard, full whatever.
They think you're a poor motherfucker. Get out.
So they never give me the time of day
Yeah.
to like look at the things I want. So like I don't spend my time on people like that, right?
Yep.
Like that's why I buy used cars, right? Because I do my research and then go, hey,
You know what you remind me of?
what's that?
Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman walking down Rodeo Drive.
I'll have what she's having, please. Say, right. That's exactly it, right? I am like Pretty Woman. Right? So, but no,
No, because you go in there and they judge you immediately when you walk in the fucking door, not knowing that, yeah, I could buy whatever I want.
Absolutely. There's not a single car out there that I know of that I couldn't afford. Right. And I know some fucking nice cars, but sure. Okay. I can't afford a Bugatti because there's one Bugatti that's like all like LEDs on the outside and it's like $2 million, but like, it's really hard to find a car that I can't, a generic normal fucking vehicle that I can't just be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't want to pay that, but I can, right? Like it's so no, I say and Musk had something else come up. I see, let's say, believes that he knows why the Trump admin signal leak was allowed to occur.
I know why, because they're
What?
stupid.
So
You ever text the wrong person?
yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
They added the wrong fucking person.
Like, let's be clear about this. Yes, absolutely,
They
right?
wanted to add Mark Davis, but they added Marco Davis.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is
I'm
that
just
right?
saying.
Elon Musk offers Elon. What I wish Elon would keep his mouth shut too.
I mean, he has nothing worthwhile to say. I can't wait until they fucking start sending people to Mars. Go, motherfucker. You'll never come back. We don't have to worry about you anymore.
What's that? What's that submarine?
Yeah, the one that went to the Titanic?
Yeah.
Put him on that motherfucker.
Yeah, so just let the guy I sent you the video. Did you watch it? I know it was later today. Like
I have not watched anything today.
okay. So there's a video and it says, and I know we're talking about Musk, but it's talking about Donald Trump being annoyed that the new Air Force One isn't being built fast enough.
I've heard that.
And everybody really wishes that thing will just be built as quick as fucking possible.
Just to shut that old man up?
We'll have to worry about a lot of things if some safety things get fucking overlooked. All I'm saying, right?
Did you
we as Bucks and Brews might just get fucking rated here in about 25 seconds.
Did you see some of the video from him winning his championship at his fucking golf club? And he's like kicking the ball around and shit.
No, you need to send this to me.
Yep. Well, he cheats. He cheats all the fucking time. There was a story that came out that he said he won one of his golf outings at one of his clubs, and they're like, "Well, when did you golf?" He's like, "Oh, like 6 months ago. We just counted that as a score."
Yeah. So, what is it? 1.5 trillion in benefits. 73 million retired workers, their survivors, and poor disabled Americans are now struggling to deliver vulnerable groups. 40% of older Americans depend on Social Security as their primary source of income. At present, the agency is being run by acting commissioner, some dude who has cut more than 12% of Social Security Administration personal staff. 57,000 people.
Supposedly, one of the people they found on Social Security was dead,
Yeah.
So they canceled all his benefits and took money out of his fucking account. And he's alive and well and has been the entire fucking time.
Yeah, they said there was some guy that was like 300 years old or something like that, and I was like, Social Security hasn't even been around for that fucking long.
Right.
So, congrats.
They say that shit all the time.
Like how fucking like how much are you that fucking?
Walling believes that shit. He's a fucking idiot, dude.
We know that's why you're not friends anymore.
Again, he was my best friend for a long time because he was really nice.
Nice guys finish last.
But at some point, you just got to go, I can't hang out with you anymore because you do dumb shit. Like, vote for Trump.
How
many times did you vote for Trump?
none, zero, zip, zil,
Same.
nada. Yeah.
I'm not going to vote for a faster piece of
again,
shit.
you guys can sit here and quote me. I will let you know. I really enjoyed the show, The Apprentice. Right?
Yeah, I liked that the first couple of years.
It was a fun show. Okay. But as a president of the United States of America, where I live, where I reside, where I believe in the people, and right, so things that bother me. Okay. I need to make sure I'm very much quoted on this correctly. Overturned.
What are you looking for?
Hold on, I just want to be clear before I say it.
That's fine. I'll just sit here and talk about the fact that I hate this shit that's going on. I hate the administration. I hate the fucking Supreme Court. I hate the fucking Senate.
This is how would I say that company?
Segregated facility.
No, the .com
is Reuters.
Reuters.com. Trump administration removes ban on segregated facilities in federal contracts. Washington, March 18th. Reuters, the administration of United States President Donald Trump, madam, that was added by me just to let you guys know, has removed explicit ban on segregation facilities like waiting rooms, restaurants, and drinking fountains or federal contractors. A memo issued by the United States General Service Administration showed the memo was issued last month, but the media outlets took note of it on Tuesday after the report of the NPR, National Public Radio, just to let you guys know. It's an executive order, revoked the executive policies dating as far back as 1965 on equal employment opportunities, environmental actions designed to protect communities of color, and the workforce balancing efforts by federal contractors based on race, gender, and religion. So here again, we talked about this in the beginning of the episode. David, I believe, right? I watched Remember the Titans. I think Remember the Titans is a fantastic movie. It's one of the movies I absolutely love, right? I watched is it Blue Note? Blue Book, right? Things like that, right? So when a human being is not, I understand. The only time I understand this, right? I'm gonna be clear about this. I believe that bars should have the ability to say, if you're not 21, please don't enter.
Mhm.
Because strip clubs too.
Mhm.
You are offering something that is meant for 21 and up only. And I understand that. Sure. Like, right, Canada has their choice of 19 to drink.
Yeah.
Europe, you can drink anytime. But like as the United States, like 21 and older, I believe you have a right to put things on that. Okay. But just because you are brown, black, because I'm white, because I'm whatever, David, I don't give a shit if you shit in the same stall as me. I don't care if you drink from the same fountain as me.
Can I shit in the same stall as you
At the same time? Absolutely. Only if we're looking at each other.
I just want to make sure.
But you better be sitting forward and I'm sitting backwards. All I'm saying, right?
Can I sit backwards and you
Nope,
sit forward?
nope, not gonna happen. That's not how this works. Say right, but like the idea is to me, you're getting rid of something that's setting us back so far as humans and allowing other people to treat other people as if they are inferior.
Mhm.
And we don't need to treat. I don't believe in treating people as inferior or superior, right? I believe in treating people.
People are people,
right? Yes, we all get starstruck. We all, right? You go to C2E2 and you fanboy over things, right? I'm gonna call it out, right? I watched a video And at this moment, I think George Thorogood is a piece of shit. I don't know if you've seen that video that
I did
came out.
not.
George Thorogood's walking through something. He's got him and then his security. Some random guy like notices him and he's like, "Oh my God, is that who he?" So he wants to go talk to him. Security comes up to him. George Thorogood's 90. His security's like 50.
Right.
And he's talking, and security's like talking shit. No, hey, just hey. So the guy ends up getting up to him type of thing. He's like, "Hey, well, you know, I'm a big fan. My uncle's a huge fan. My uncle, like, blah, 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 loves you." George Thorogood doesn't say anything. George Thorogood then looks at his security and goes, "Is that guy talking to me?" Like, he fucking is something. Let's be clear about your one fucking hit wonder. And sure, uh, you're worth fucking pennies. Congrats. Like, compared to, again, I go back to my girl T Swizzle, 1 point something billion dollars, and you're worth what? Couple $1,000,000?
Maybe.
Let's figure out his net worth. George Thorogood's net worth is so low it's not even fucking the first thing that pops up. Oh, $10,000,000.
Okay.
10 million. Congrats. Wow. You really? Like, you're worth fucking pennies. Pennies. And you think you're fucking that much better than somebody else? Get out of here, bud. Like, I don't know. I mean, you've been with me, right? Where people walk up to me, like when I'm with you, I'll be in a random bar. Tenants will come see me, hi to me. Old players will come say hi to you and I. Like, David, we will go out of our way to say hi to. And it's funny because there's times where we'll be like, "Oh, I don't even know who that guy is." Like, yeah, oh no, it's like, yeah. But I'll still give you that time, right? I'll figure it out eventually how I know you. But
They say shit like never meet your heroes, and that's true in
absolutely.
some
Yes.
respects.
Yep.
But sometimes you meet them and they're just lovely fucking people.
Most amazing people.
It's the ones that are dickheads that ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, I went to a sports convention recently.
Yeah.
I went and saw John Lester.
Oh, I seen that photo.
He's a big man.
Yeah.
Like way bigger than I thought he was.
Yeah.
Aramis Ramirez, Jalen Johnson, who currently plays for the Bears, and Mike Brown, who did play for the Bears. All four were lovely. I met Travis Wood too. I just didn't get a picture with him. All four were
Travis
lovely.
Kelce?
Travis Wood.
Kerry Wood?
We
Who's Travis Wood?
he was pitcher for the Cubs in 2016.
Okay.
During the parade,
Mhm.
he wore you would love him. He wore a camo vest with no shirt on underneath. He was hammered the entire time. He's a guy you'd want to party with. And I have that picture on the picture that I had him sign. And he
Hell
goes,
yeah.
"Oh my God, I almost brought that vest with me. I had such a good time that day. Can I sign right on the picture?" I'm like, "Dude, sign wherever the fuck you want."
Please do.
So, but anyways, out of everybody, like I went for my picture with Mike Brown and he just grabbed me and pulled me right next to him. And he was so happy. And it's like, I mean, that's what it should be like.
Right.
You know, I remember meeting Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks was frustrating when you were in line to meet Ernie Banks
Because
it took like an hour and a half to get through 50 people. Because when you got to the front, Ernie Banks wanted your entire life story. He wanted to know everything that was going on. And if you brought up a picture with you and Ernie Banks, he wants to know everything that happened from the date that picture was taken until now.
Yeah.
Like he literally just wanted to know everything that was going on in your life. And it made you feel bad because everybody else is in line waiting for this man. But at the same time, you love the fact that you were important to him. I'm at that sports convention and I hear people talking because Barry was there.
Oh, really?
Which
my boy B. Sanders.
One of the top football players of all time. Again, Walter Payton's the best in my mind, but I can't argue with what Barry Sanders was. I'm not going to argue with what Barry Sanders was. Barry was signing for like an hour.
That's it.
So he starts signing it. I'm just going to pull numbers out. 11. And Lester's photo op is like at 12:15 and he's going to start signing at 12:30. And they had to move Lester down because he was supposed to sign where Barry was. So it's 12:15. I get my picture with Lester and then he goes to start signing for VIPs. They finally find him a spot. It's right next to Barry now. And it's 12:30 and Barry's signing. And then I get through Lester's line. I get through his line. I want to say about, I don't know, 1:10, let's say. Barry's still signing. And I go and I get my picture with Aramis Ramirez and I get Travis Wood's autograph and Barry's still signing.
Oh, shit.
And then at one point I hear, "Hey, if you missed your picture with Barry, get over to the photo booth. Barry's doing pictures again."
Damn.
So Barry comes over and he does a bunch of pictures. And I go to get my picture with Jalen Johnson. I go to have him sign. And who's over there? Barry's over here signing. Barry signed for like 3 hours.
Shit.
He signed anybody that wanted an autograph for Barry Sanders that day. He let them get their autograph. Like he said, I'll be here as long as people want me here.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of people like Walter, people like Ernie Banks, people that cared about their fans. And that man said, I wanted a Barry Sanders autograph. I just didn't want to stick around any longer because, again, I'm not a Lions fan. I'm not a Barry Sanders fan. But how can you not love the fact that he loves his fans enough to sit there? Yeah, he's getting a couple $100 an autograph, fine.
So?
But he's sitting there. He's going to sit there for 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever it takes to make sure that every fan has what they want when they leave that day. And you can't, to me, put a price tag on that because you're so fucking happy at the end of the day that you got a little bit of time with somebody you grew up admiring or you watched from afar and, contributed to good moments of your life. We're sports fans, Nick.
No.
Do you sit there and ever go, hey, I know where I was when Maglio Ordonez had a home run to win?
Maglio.
Or,
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
The baseball game I always go back to is the 87 finale. Frank Tanana on the mound. Larry Herndon hitting a solo fucking homer and them beating the Blue Jays 1-0. They were out like 4 games with a week left to go in the season and won.
Yeah. No, and trust me. Like,
you remember shit like that.
And that's right. Like, oh man, I just said this the other day. I was watching the Michigan State game for basketball, round of 32.
Yeah.
So we chase the ball down the court. It kind of gets away from us. Their guy goes, scoops it up, does the little childhood fucking thing, throws it off of us, and it bounces and goes out of bounds. And I said, damn, that sucks. But it was fucking badass to watch, and I'm glad I was here for it. And everybody's like, like, it was just weird because, like, the way I said it, everybody was like, hey, like, you put that so perfectly. Like, yeah, it sucks it didn't go our way, but, like, it was an awesome play to watch, and I'm so glad I got to see it, right? Like, granted, we ended up winning, it's fine, but like, just funny, right? Like, we're doing whatever, and he just, childish throws it against our fucking legs, and it goes out of bounds, and I was like, yeah, that's fun. So,
well, you look at sports. I think basketball is a great example of this. So, like, you can look in the '60s with Wilt and Bill Russell and Jerry West and Pete Havlicek, and you can go, "Oh my God, these were great athletes." They were great athletes. But I don't think there's a better time in the NBA than the '80s and '90s.
No,
because you look at the people that really revolutionized the game: Magic Johnson and Larry Bird,
all day,
Charles Barkley and Michael. Michael will be the greatest basketball player until the day I'm dead because he did things that nobody did. And you can sit there and say anything you want to about LeBron. I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. Great ball player. Again, I don't think he's as good as Kobe was because if I'm picking the perfect athlete, Jordan has all of the things that you want in an athlete, but then he has all those intangibles because he wants nothing more than to kick your ass. He doesn't give a shit if he scores 60 or 6. He just wants to kick your ass.
As long as we win.
That's all he gave a shit about. And at the end of the day, what athlete do you want, Nick? Do you want the one that's worried about their stats or the one that just wants to kick somebody's ass?
I want the one that's there to kick some ass.
Yeah.
So, piece of shit finding out that he's a piece of shit, Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, total piece of shit.
You know how much I love Wayne Gretzky. Right? So Gretzky gets asked, Ovechek's about to fucking beat your score.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how many assists does he have? How many assists does he have? Okay. You're so worried about that stat. And assist usually means you're a great team player. But you couldn't give a guy credit for he's gonna beat. I hope he beats it, right? And sure, I hope that Tom Brady's stuff gets beat. I hope that LeBron's stuff gets beat. I hope that everybody's stuff gets beat. Caitlin Clark, fantastic. I hope she gets beat, right?
You look at records. Baseball's the one that's, I think, the biggest because they have so many.
Fucking Ryan, baby.
Well, they have so many untouchable records. Who's going to hit for 57 straight games? Who's going to win over 500 games as a pitcher?
You know about that, right? So there's an app, or it used to be, or whatever, right? I used to play it all the time, but is it 57 straight games? So
he hit for 56 straight.
Yeah. So if there's an app where you get to pick any random player. If they get a hit, you move on to the next day. If you can get to 57, they pay you like $1 million.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a free app too, and you get to pick because the chances of you actually making it
Are
happen.
next to nothing.
Exactly, right? Like it's stupid. So,
Well, I used to love to get in the NFL survivor pools.
Yep.
You pick a game, you pick a team every week, you can never pick them again.
Yep.
And 90% of the teams are out in week 1.
week 1, stupid. Right? So, cheap viewers. Oh, please give us some cheap viewers. So, but anything else you do for
No, I think I'm good with that.
Elon Musk and Madam President?
We'll be back live again next week.
Let's hope.
And then because we got Mike.
Yeah.
So I can't
Oh, yeah.
be here in studio.
So,
And then the week after we have guest week. I got a couple other guests that want to come on, so we'll see about that.
I'm headed on vacation for a little bit after that.
Yeah, we're probably going to get another episode in there at some point just to have something in the can.
Oh.
Other than that,
As always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Monaco's. It doesn't seem like I know who your brewery is, but you're out of Minnesota.
we're going to find out.
If you want to sponsor us, we would absolutely love the sponsorship. Guys, take care. Thanks so much for everything.
Yeah, I enjoyed my Destel, my mango cart, and my garage beer as always. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next week.
You've dialed in.
To Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the
And
brews.
they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
brews.
and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and brews.